What's up, guys? This is Rosie. It's the week of September 9th, and this is C&G's Weekly Goods. First up, new releases. Tekken Tag Tournament 2, NHL 13 for everyone out there looking for sports games, and Double Dragon Neon, which for PlayStation has an interesting launch deal. Over on PSN, Double Dragon Neon is free for PlayStation Plus users. An interesting move. Anyone with the PlayStation Plus service is able to go out and get the game on launch day. PlayStation Plus is an increasingly potent service, and hot releases like Double Dragon seem to push it even further. Also, free for Plus users is the critically acclaimed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, so hurry up and get them while they're there. On disc DLC, always a cause for criticism among gamers. Some data miners have apparently discovered extra hidden characters on the Xbox 360 game disc for Tekken Tag Tournament 2. While these characters have been found on the disc, it seems that the characters will not be playable under normal circumstances. That is until the full cast characters are unlocked through digital release. Namco has said that it plans to offer all character DLC free of charge, so at least players won't feel like they're laying down their hard-earned gaming dollar for content finished before the release of the game. The Vita is getting 3G in Canada, so us Northerners can fully realize how much we really weren't missing out on. On October 2nd, the 3G Vita will go on sale alongside the Wi-Fi only version that was released earlier this year. The PlayStation Vita 3G Wi-Fi launch bundle will be released for $300 in Canada and will include vouchers for Gravity Rush and Unit 13. Rogers is providing the 3G service in two plans, starting at $15 and going up to $35 a month. Sounds pretty steep to me for a service that turns the Vita into a large smartphone, but we'll see how it pans out early next month. And no, you can't play with your friends through 3G. Gabe Newell says it's likely Valve's employees would scatter and the company would disintegrate before it would be sold. That's where EA enters the picture. EA has tried over the years to buy out Valve, the New York Times reports. These talks, had they ever reached negotiation, would have valued Valve at well over $1 billion, New York Times says, which would very likely be a gross understatement for the digital distribution giant. In fact, analysts project the company's worth is much more in line with numbers hovering around $2.5 billion. It's way more likely we would head in a direction than say, let's find some giant company that wants to cash us out and wait 2 or 3 years to have our employment agreement terminate, Newell said, reaffirming our belief that Valve is very happy isolating itself from everyone else in the video game industry. Bethesda's games don't always work properly, right? Well, Dawnguard is getting a lot of attention for, well, just that. Sony's support team is working closely with Bethesda to bring Skyrim's Dawnguard DLC to PS3. Dawnguard launched on the Xbox 360 in June and on PC in August. Bethesda has previously said that Skyrim is a massive and dynamic game that requires a lot of resources, and that they have tried a number of things but none of them solve the issue enough to make Dawnguard good for everyone. While it doesn't feel like that has stopped them before, it seems like Dawnguard was the last straw, and Bethesda is not sure if it will be able to reach resolution on the DLC with Sony. Sony's Adam Boyes echoes that sentiment to Kotaku. We work with all of our partners to try and solve their problems, Boyes says. We have a big, broad dev support team that works closely with Bethesda, and with all of our partners to work with them to solve any sort of issues they have along the way. And it looks like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance has become a Japanese PS3 exclusive. Seems odd, as the Xbox is what the game was originally planned for when announced, but the Xbox just doesn't do that well in the Japanese market, only selling 875 units versus the PS3 12,000 last week. If there weren't already a bunch of nails in the Japanese Xbox coffin, I'm sure there is now. And for us Canadians, or at least some of us, for everyone in Toronto this weekend, you definitely don't want to miss the orchestral Zelda concert, The Legend of Zelda, Symphony of the Goddess, happening at the Sony Centre for the Performing Arts. You know, you really don't want to miss hearing Gerudo Valley being belted out by a section of violins. Alright everybody, that's it for this week. Be sure to tune in next week for another edition of the Weekly Goods.